Oh hey, didn't see you there.
Yo, what up? It's Say My Name.
Yo, what's up? It's Supreme.
What's up, guys? This is Riot.
This is Blunts and Blonde.
My name's Allison Wonderland.
Sullivan King here.
Yo, this is Hesh.
This has been Trillvo.
And you're watching Trillvo.com.
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 You're logged into Trillvo.com.
And you're watching Trillvo.com.
Disillusionize me, Captain.
What's up, everyone? My name is Victoria. I'm here with that boy Drew. How are you doing, Drew?
Good.
Good. I'm glad to have you on here. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yes, so let's get to it. Your name, Drew. D-R-U. D-R-U. Where did that come from? Like, how'd you get that?
Okay, so originally, everybody thinks that, the way my name is spelled on Facebook is actually A-N-D-R-U. It's really not. That's what my mom was actually going to spell it like, but it ended up not. So, whenever she had told me about it, I was always intrigued by the fact that it was spelled that way because you don't ever see that.
Yeah.
So whenever, I changed my name right before I announced that I was going to be, having this persona alias as Drew to, start playing music and making music. And so I changed it on Facebook, and like a week later, I was like, "Yo, what's up? I'm Drew, D-R-U."
Hey.
So it's just kind of like, it's easy. It's 3 letters. It's hard to fuck up. It's hard to misspell or mispronounce whatever. So like it ended up working out. And it's super easy. You always hear across the place, "Hey, Drew's here."
It's nice. You can definitely change it.
Yeah, it's super easy off the tongue.
Yes. So how do you feel about being in the scene? Like, how has it started off from now, from then to now?
Man, at first it was crazy. I think it's really hard. It's a lot harder now because there's so many people that are extremely talented, especially in the Houston scene, in Texas, everywhere really. But it's hard. It's a lot harder now because I feel like when I first started about 2 years ago, there wasn't a whole bunch of people DJing. There was the people that had been around for a while, but there wasn't like a plethora, like a huge amount. There's like at least 50 DJs in Houston now, and it's a lot crazier. It's more so like a rat race. Everybody's trying to get that acknowledgement and trying to get good and trying to create a huge fan base. And I think it's cool that now, like, looking back, I'm like, man, I went from I had a couple friends that were like, you should really DJ, you should do this, and now it's like, I got a whole city for the most part, that I feel like is
got a
my
fan
back.
base.
Yeah, I got a huge fan base, and it's not just here. It's pushed out to Austin, a little bit in Dallas, and people know me. People buy my merch from out there, and it's really cool.
That is nice.
Yeah, it's a really wholesome feeling.
Yeah, I bet.
Super
It's always very intense getting that recognition.
Yeah. So.
Tell us some inspirations. Like, who do you draw more inspiration from, like vibe-wise and everything?
Man, I think my biggest inspiration is definitely Rusko. I've been listening to Rusko for a long time, like a super long time. He got me through a lot of really low points, in my life where things weren't always like, the best, and they weren't definitely as good as they are now. And he definitely motivated me, not so much, or not just with his sound, but like just as a person, like he's a super good dude. He puts the most energy I've seen in it, like the way he DJs is like, he puts all his energy into it, and he leaves, nothing on the table whenever he's done. And I think that seeing that, and he's consistently still doing it after, he beat his cancer, that's fucking awesome too. And, him beating his cancer is just like, I know it's been over for a little bit, but it's just, it's just cool that, like somebody that you truly believe in and motivated you, went through that and is back on, back in the scene,
back on their feet,
making these huge moves and doing really big things, playing all these huge shows. And I think that's where I got a lot of my like inspiration, just seeing like somebody that I loved go through some shit that like I would never, I won't be able to, completely understand and come back and be just as good, if not better, So I think definitely Rusko is where I grab a lot of my inspiration from. Yeah.
Do you grab like sound-wise? Do you think you get it from him too? I mean, you're developing your own sound as well as you speak.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a lot of things because like the scene is constantly changing. You don't ever want to really put out something that somebody listens to. They're like, oh, this sounds just like this person, or oh, this sounds like this. You want to put something out that's your own. And I think that there's a lot of elements. I mean, especially I'm releasing a song this Tuesday. It's definitely not what a lot of people would expect, from
Yeah.
me. So like, I think being super diverse and not
Yes.
creating just I'm just gonna create dubstep or I'm just
Yeah.
gonna make this. Like my intentions are to make everything because. I mean, one, that's how you grab a fan, like I can make this really cool bass house song, or I can make this really cool rhythm song, and people are like, holy fuck, I fuck with him, and then they're like, oh shit, but he also makes this other stuff that I also like, like cool, he makes everything, and I think that, that's mainly what I wanted to do for myself, more so than anything, because I feel like if you're not making music for yourself, why make music, why if you're not making music to just fulfill yourself, then why sit there and try to create something this big whenever it's not you you're not putting your 100% effort into it. So I think that like making everything definitely makes it makes a really big impact.
I totally agree. As a creator, you're grabbing from inspiration within, so like I feel like you're putting that out there, so if you don't want it to be true to yourself or true to everybody else, it won't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Exactly.
Let's talk about your relationship with Ray. That's why I started laughing. Like, she's bae, she's your man, she's managing you. We're all in this Trillvo family.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, like, to think back, like almost 2 years ago when she had first started, telling me about what she wanted to do this music blog, she wanted to do Trillvo, and to just see how far that's grown. I think as a friend first, because that's how our relationship is. We've always had a really good friendship. I think seeing her evolve and, in a sense, watching her grow made me motivated to do better because, like when you watch your friends grow and you push your friends and you also love the same thing and you're doing the same thing and she's pushing the fuck out of me. Even before, she was my manager, she was always pushing me, trying to get me in places, to play here and there. And I think that's just what made the bond and the artist-manager relationship just work out so much, so perfect.
Together,
yeah, we can literally talk about anything. Like it's not always music. There's always a bunch of really like deep shit that as friends that we can talk about. And I wouldn't trade that artist-manager relationship or even Ray for the world, like because she really does mean a lot to me. And I just it's just crazy to see how far we both come, and just to see that like. We're doing this, like we're really doing this and it's working and I think a lot of people don't really get that chance to have that good of an artist-manager relationship. I actually talked to Cherney whenever he came down to Houston, and that was one of the big things that he told me. He was like, yo dude, like, if you have a manager, that person's supposed to be like your best friend. They'll tell you anything. They're not gonna keep shit from you. They're not gonna fucking throw shit at you sideways. They're always gonna be straight with you. And I definitely get that from Ray. Like, she will always be completely honest. Like, she won't even let me play shows sometimes because she doesn't feel like it's a good fit for me.
For sure.
Which is, like,
hey, that's just like
even if I want to play it, she's like, nah, like this, I definitely think you should do this. But like, I think she looks out for my well-being really, really good. And there's not really much else I could ask for. Like, that's what makes me the happiest, that I have that kind of relationship.
Yes, I totally agree with that. My last question for you is, where do you see yourself, say, in 3 years? Like, what are some of the goals that you have?
I mean, I think so far I'm accomplishing a lot of my goals. With the song coming out, I think, that's also very minuscule, for a lot of people, but for me, it's huge. I've always pushed myself to put out something that I'm completely 100% sure about. So, that's one of the goals that I had set for myself, like a year ago, and now I'm doing it. I also got a spot on the Freaky Deaky lineup. Like, that's fucking huge. Like there's a lot of really big shit happening right now. I've played out of state. I guess maybe my next big thing is, maybe eventually in, the next 3 years, like having an EP together, or multiple EPs together, working with a bunch of other bigger artists, playing, tours, going on tours, or even playing like, like even if I'm like an opener for somebody on a tour, like to be on those kind of lineups, that's definitely one of my bigger like, things that I set for myself, like goal wise. And I think that playing tours, more festivals, like I'm pretty sure it's pretty standard, like across the board, that's what people want to do. But I think, more so, I have a really good drive, and I think, the building those really good relationships with people, like when you're out, like, I mean, a lot of local DJs don't understand, that producers, whatever, you know, if they're not getting booked, it's not because your music sucks or because, you know, like you don't play good music. It's because you're not making those interactions, you're not making those connections. And I think a lot of people forget about, you know, like, man, you always got to be a fan first. So if you you go out and you literally show the promoter, you know, especially if you're trying to get booked in Houston, you show the promoter that you're like, you really believe in what they're doing, they'll definitely put their effort in you,
totally
and
agree.
you know, be like, okay, cool, you know, like this dude's been, you know, giving me like a bunch of props and coming and supporting the shit out of me, so you know, I'm gonna support him, you know, like, so I mean, that's one of the big things that I think that a lot of I think that, you know, for myself in 3 years, definitely at least want to try to do, even if it's just like a mini Texas tour, or you know, like even like just getting on tour with somebody that's, you know, established. I think that's definitely where I'd see myself in, you know, like 2 years tops. You know, that's where I want to be. But it all, you know, comes down to making those connections. You know, having a really good, you know, manager like I do, which I have all my faith in, and then you know, just putting all your effort into it, because you know, if you don't give it 110%, like you're not gonna go really good.
No, yeah, I totally agree. I'm really excited to see everything that you come up with, Drew. You're definitely killing the game, and I'm really excited to see where you go. And I'm really excited to tag you along in the journey.
Yeah, man. I think it's cool that, you know, like with Trillvo especially, that we're more so a family than we are anything. You know, like I think having that alone will get us a lot further than anybody can get. You know, because, you know, just like I said, me and Ray have that really good relationship, you know, friendship, more so than anything. I think if we're all friends and we all treat each other like family, you know, the possibilities are, you know, inevitable. Like you can do anything.
I totally agree.
And yeah, there's a lot of big things coming up, and I'm just really, really excited for.
Hell yeah, me too, man. Thank you so much for your time, Drew.
Yeah.
This has been Victoria. This has been Andrew. This is what's up.
What's that, Ethan?